What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Better Minecraft. But I'm over here by the barn that we built in the last episode, and I've got some pretty good plans for this episode. So let's get into it. So with the last episode, building the barn, we kind of solved the issue of food. So we've got basically unlimited food now, and if we do need any sort of animal, we got them on hand. But the one thing that is still not quite sorted in this world is enchanting. I think it'd be really helpful to be able to enchant all my gear. We've got a couple levels here and there, but they're not great enchantments. And if we go down to our enchanting setup, if you can call it that, it is extremely dire. We're in quite a dire situation right now. So what we're gonna do this episode is build a permanent location for our enchanting setup. So what I want to do is build a bit of a wizard tower. I've got something in mind. I want to build it just on this hill here, so it's overlooking the valley and the castle and the farm, and it gives it almost like it's a vantage point. So I've been thinking about block palettes, and I want to use a block that's a bit more white. So I think I'm going to use this diorite. In this mod pack, diorite is slightly different textured, and it's not as disgusting as it usually is, and with the chip variants I think we can make something that looks pretty good. And I also think I'll kind of want to use a bit of jungle wood, which is, well, pretty inconvenient considering that the closest jungle is about this far away. This is where we need to go, and this is where we are right now. But before we do that, I think I want to start the episode just by doing a little bit of terraforming, because we're going to need to clear out a bit of a space up on this hill so we can actually build the tower. So I think let's kick it into time-lapse mode and get that done real quick. Alright, so we got a nice big area cleared out. I think that should give us plenty of space to build whatever I want to build here. So now really the next thing to do is to just start collecting materials. I'm going to have to collect a lot of diorite, a lot of spruce, and I'm going to have to go all the way to that jungle biome to collect a bunch of jungle wood. Alright guys, so I'm back and I've got a whole bunch of materials all gathered up now. So I've got loads of this diorite, and then I've also collected quite a bit of calcite and limestone. So I think we should be able to kind of mix these all together. They're all like a pretty similar shade. And then I've collected a whole bunch of other materials. So I've got loads of these jungle logs, some dark oak, some spruce, and just a bit of stone. I think this should be plenty. Before I actually start building this thing, one thing I do want to do is upgrade my backpack. So currently the backpack that I'm wearing is this gilded backpack. So I've upgraded it a couple times to this gold level, but I think at this point we can upgrade it once more to the bejeweled backpack, which requires 4 diamonds and 4 emeralds. So we need 4 emeralds here, and then I think, yeah, we've got 4 diamonds as well. So all we need to do is take our backpack and then just surround it like this. I think it was. There we go. So now we got a bejeweled backpack, which is super good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and that gives us quite a lot more room. Another thing that I have been doing, I've been just exploring a load of dungeons and finding these, basically destroying all the spawners I can. And I've got a bunch of these spawner fragments. So essentially what you can do with these is if you put them in a crafting table just like this, then you can craft an inactive spawner, and with that you can basically activate it and have any kind of mob spawn in the spawner, and you can place it wherever you want. So I think that's going to be a good option when we come to making an XP farm this episode. But yeah, now we've got all the materials and we've got a big cleared space. I think it's time for a time lapse again. Let's go. Alright, so that is the little wizard house completed, or at least the exterior is completed. I think it's looking so good. I'm super pleased with how it turned out. Mostly it is just made out of calcite and then these different kind of variations of diorite. And then I've used quite a lot of spruce. Spruce is just such a good block. I use it in basically everything. But realistically, I've used quite a combination of blocks here. Like I got a mixture of kind of jungle planks and oak planks for the roof. I got some dark oak for the trim. There's the main house, and then there's the secondary tower, and then in between we've got this little arch, which I think is super cool. We can definitely have some sort of path that goes through. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. We've got these shutters. I love these shutters, and we've got these spruce shelves as well. They look really good as kind of just like supports. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's looking. Obviously, if you head indoors, there's not really much to show right now, but we're gonna fix that in due course. I think now I want to focus on maybe getting a bit of a source of XP going. We've got these inactive spawners that we can definitely make use of. I think that is probably our best bet to make some kind of XP farm. Okay, so I've done a little bit of research, and I think what we need is these mob souls. We need to get a mob soul in order to activate our inactive spawner. We get these mob souls using an enchantment called soul stealing. So we need to get this enchantment on one of our, on our sword, I guess. So I'm assuming you can just get that through an enchanting table. I've got a spare sword, and I've got a helmet, which I need to enchant anyway. This is showing smite 5, which I don't want. So I think I'm going to enchant the helmet, which is a pretty good helmet anyway. We can reroll enchantments. Oh, it uses 1 lapis to... Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realise you could do that. Soul stealing, that's what we want. There we go. Well, we don't have anything else on it, but I don't think it matters. Yeah. Alright. That could have gone worse. So basically now, what we need to do is just kill as many mobs as we possibly can and hope we get some kind of soul from them. Honestly, I think we just gotta go into the cave and start kind of killing a load of mobs. That's all we can do, really. Yes. So that's our skeleton soul. We do have a zombie soul as well, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use that or not. Alright, so now that we have our souls and the inactive spawners, I think we can basically just set up some kind of basic XP farm. I think I'm just going to use like a vanilla design, just like you'd use if you found like a dungeon, except with 4 of them. So it should be 4 times faster. And I think initially I'm going to set it up with just the 1 skeleton soul, and eventually I'll be able to get enough souls to get all 4 of the spawners running. And I think that should give us a decent source of XP. So I think what I want to do is kind of dig out a basement area in our little house here. And then if I go down like a decent amount, I don't know, quite far away down, and then I can start making kind of like an area for the mob farm. Okay, so this is what we got so far. This is we got a staircase leading down to our room, which will be the killing chamber. So this is kind of where the mobs are gonna kind of stack up, and we'll be able to kind of swipe at them with our swords here. And then down here, this is where our mob spawners are going to be. So these cobblestone blocks here represent where our spawners are going to be, and they're going to drop down, and you might be kind of a bit confused as to how we're going to get them back up to our killing chamber. Well, actually, my plan is to kind of get into a little bit of really basic create. So I think what we can do is essentially we can use these shafts and these mechanical belts. So if we place 2 shafts like that, we should be able to connect them with a belt like that. And we can do that all across here. What we can basically do is route all our mobs from this end down to this end here, where we can kind of direct them into the middle. And then once we get to the middle, they'll get pushed all the way up here, and they'll end up kind of right on this block here. And we'll be able to just kind of swipe at them until our heart's content, basically. So I'm gonna basically get this whole thing up and running, and then I'll show you how it works when it's done. Alright guys, so this is the farm pretty much finished. So if I just quickly dig down, I can show you what is kind of going on. So of course we've got all these conveyor belts, and these all lead, no matter where you're standing, it all leads directly into the middle. And then at the end of the tube there's a drop, so I don't want to go too far, but there's a drop down there. So the skeletons will come up here, and they'll kind of take a drop, and that should leave them at low enough health where I can hit them with my sword, and I should be able to kill them pretty quickly. But how this works is essentially I've got one big water wheel here, so I've got some flowing water, and that's powering the water wheel. And then I've kind of got a couple of these. I've got a couple big cog wheels next to some smaller ones. But essentially what it does is it speeds up the output, so it makes the conveyor belts faster than they would be if it was just straight from the water wheel. And then these run into basically a few of these gearboxes, and this reverses the direction that the shaft is spinning. So it means that all the shafts, or at least these the main shafts, are kind of spinning in the right direction. And then we just got a few more gearboxes, a few more shafts, and that powers everything over here. I think the last thing to do now, essentially, we just need to fill in all the gaps, get rid of the torches, and then activate the spawners. Right, so I want to make sure I've got my skeleton soul ready, and then if we maybe just... Alright, anyway, let's just pillar up here. But yeah, they're taking damage falling out the spawner, which isn't ideal. I just wonder if the drop is going to be too much to kill them, or if they're... Oh, some of them are dying. So I might need to make a couple changes, but it is overall working. Basically, what I think I'm going to do now is sort out the mob farm, make sure that's all working properly. I'm going to get all the souls I need and activate all 4 of the spawners. And then I'm also going to kind of work on the interior of this little house here and set up the enchanting setup. And I'll get back to you when that's all done. Alright guys, so I've now finished the interior of the house. So kind of as you walk in, I've used some of these MacLeod stairs just to kind of, I've added a couple different floors. So the first floor, I've just got like a couple tables, a chair, one of these cupboards which actually has a bit of storage in, which is pretty useful. And then these lamps are quite useful as well. You can kind of toggle them on and off. Then if we go down the stairs into the dungeon area, or the basement, then we get to the almost like a catacombs kind of style. I've got some candles and some skulls here, and then you can kind of look through the windows and you can see like the skeletons spawning in. So then if we go down the stairs, or down the ladder here, then we get to the bottom floor, and I've got a little bit of storage here, so you can kind of see I've already tested out the spawner a little bit. And then you come up here. This block here is kind of basically the perfect block to AFK at, because it means that the spawner is activated. So you can kind of just stand here, wait for the skeletons to pile up, and then you can come over and start kind of just like swiping at them. And it does get you quite a bit of XP. For an early game farm, it's pretty good. So now if we go back up these stairs, I can show you the second floor. So we go up these stairs. I've got a couple paintings here just for a bit of decoration. And then on the second floor, not really much to show. Just a few chairs, some more of these lamps, a bit of storage. This tower is pretty much totally empty. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for. This, the bottom floor, I've just kind of added a bit of storage. But other than that, it's really not. It's more for just for decoration. But maybe in the future, if I need to put something somewhere, I can use the tower. And then finally, the top floor, We've got another painting, some more storage, and then in here is our enchanting setup. So we've got a full level 30 enchantment setup, a grindstone and anvil, a bit of storage, a crafting table. Yeah, and it's looking pretty good, I think. But one thing that I did do, I did a bit of a mining session. So I made a new backpack, and this is all the stuff I got. But this is the main thing that we're interested in, 24 diamonds. And actually, what we can do, if I get a couple of these diamonds, I might as well take these diamond shovels as well while I'm here. And then if you just quickly make a diamond pickaxe. I also have this Fortune 3 book. But while I was mining, I found a couple of these goblin traders, and they actually offer some pretty overpowered trades. And one of them, if I show you, is Fortune 4. So all you need is a Fortune 3 book and a diamond pickaxe, and you can get Fortune 4 on it, which is pretty insane. And then this guy can go back in his cage. So that means that's like another level up from Fortune 3. So we can actually just see what we get from 24 diamond ore. Alright, so here we go. This is the moment of truth. I'm just going to vein mine this all. Make sure we got the right pickaxe. And let's go. How many do we get? We got... Wow. Over a stack. Pretty much, I think we already had a few diamonds, so it's pretty much exactly a stack of diamonds from that, which is really, really good. I've also got a couple more books, but I did want to do a little bit of enchanting, especially now that we've got all these extra diamonds and all the XP that we need. I think we can start off by just enchanting one of these shovels. Okay, that's just efficiency 4, and that's Unbreaking 3. I want to enchant another sword. Well, let's just see what we get. Knockback 2. Okay, maybe not. Oh, that's really good. Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, Silk Touch. That'll be our new go-to shovel for sure. We can make another axe for sure. I suppose it's fine. Yeah, that's a pretty good axe to be fair. Fortune 3 is like whatever, but then efficiency 4 and breaking 3 is really good. Let's maybe try a helmet. Be good to get efficiency protection 4. That's protection 3. I think I'll maybe just unenchant this one. I suppose in breaking is fine. That's not fine. Alright, I'm going to get myself back up to level 30. Alright, so I've just grinded a few levels and I'm at 37. So that will give me 3 level 30 enchantments. Maybe we just risk it with the unbreaking. I think this will do because I can... I do have a sharpness 5 book. No looting is a bit annoying, but I think we can deal with that. Let's just see. I mean, yeah, that's pretty decent. If we combine these 2 helmets, then that'll be a solid helmet. Maybe we can try another pair of boots. That's a pretty good pair of boots. No feather falling, but I do have feather falling 4 here. So let's start off by combining this with our sharpness 5. That's Unbreaking 3, Sweeping Edge, sharpness 5. We can combine these 2. And then finally we can add feather falling to our boots. So yeah, now I think we're like generally pretty like kind of geared up. Like minus a couple enchantments here and there, and then kind of like mending overall. Like I think we're looking at it, we're pretty good. I think overall I'm really happy with how this builds turn out. I'm pretty happy with the interior. All these kind of furniture blocks really add like kind of make it feel kind of cozy and homely. The outside I'm really pleased with as well. I think it looks really nice. But anyway guys, I think that is all I've got time for today. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video. Let me know what you want to see in the future. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.